Hello everyone, and welcome back to our hardcore survival guide. And we are now on our 5th day in total, and there was an update. We will go through one little change on it that is potentially a little bit important for us, but basically today our main goal is to get the rye field and mill, and to do that we are going to need 7 more residents, so that should probably take the first 2 days probably, maybe even the third, and then we will be able to buy the rye field and mill book from the trader. So the main change in the newest update for us is that dicing is now a little bit less detrimental to the mood of our lords. So we're going to go ahead and take off the restriction here because it will also help because our lords will actually be able to dice against each other and gain relation with each other through doing so. So that's going to be good. It can also get them some positive thoughts as well. So we're going to go ahead and disable that and see how it all goes. I think because the negative thought for losing will be a little bit less powerful, this should be okay, and they can just go ahead and lose and win against each other a little bit, and that should help them be happier and also have better relations with one another. So that's going to be good. Otherwise, we are basically just going to be speeding through quite a bit over these next 3 days. There's not a lot to do. We do want to get this carrot field built up. We also want to upgrade our houses. And otherwise, yeah, we basically just want to make sure we have enough workplaces for everybody. So we may even build another woodcutter camp, because we are going to be needing the wood. And we'll just place it, we'll place it right here. And we'll set that to build first. Okay, now we got a letter from the matriarch, and this was from when the Holy Pilgrims showed up and we gave them, I think it was carrots that we gave them. So now we got a little bit of a boost with the matriarch. This will be good for basically the matriarch relation. It's nice because it will help you buy certain things from the trader, and otherwise it basically just keeps them happy so that they are not, you know, having the bishop sent that has a bad relation with you as well, and they can try to create conspiracies against your king and things like that. So it is good to maintain a little bit of a decent relationship with the matriarch just because of that. Okay, so our woodcutter camp has been built. We're going to go ahead and put red vlad on that to make sure that it is getting used. And we're going to go ahead and place down some stone slabs just to circle around this. We do have the trader again, but there's not going to be anything useful for us there at the moment, so we're just going to skip it. Now, another thing I like to do is keep an eye out in the wilderness just to see how many wolves you actually have. Because even though I don't want to be doing any hunts right now because we don't have a lot of strong combat skill lords, you may eventually have to, otherwise they will start attacking your workers. I think I've seen maybe a little more than a half a dozen of them. So there's one there. There's another one down here somewhere right there. There's probably ones that I'm missing as well that are hiding in the trees. But yes, I see right around a half a dozen. So we are going to want to start doing some hunts soon, because they will start to stray over here and they can start to attack your workers, and your warriors may not kill them in time. And sometimes, honestly, your warriors do die pretty often against them as well. So you would rather have your lords take care of them, even if they get a little bit injured, because they can just take a medical salve. So something to keep in mind. Honestly, if I start to see any more than we currently have, I am going to need to do a hunt just to make sure that they do not start to take over our forests. Okay, now I was looking here at the peasant window, and as you can see, we are in need of 1 medical salve. Now, I was a little confused by this, so I went ahead and took a look at all of our peasants, and as it turns out, one of these guys here, who is it? It's one of you. There we go. He has an infected wound. It looks like a deep wound, so it's possible he got attacked by a wolf, honestly. I don't know how else this could have happened, but as you can see, gangrene is in 50 minutes. Apparently, the peasants do not take medical salves on their own. I thought they did, but I guess it is just the warriors. So we're going to need to find a way. I don't want to give everybody medical salves because I think they will all just take them. I don't know if they only take them as needed, but we kind of have to, otherwise this guy is definitely going to die. We're going to try it, and they're probably going to take all the medical salves now, but hopefully just he will take one. I'm going to see exactly where he is. Yeah, he's just going to eat, so he's probably going to die. So that is something to keep a better eye on. This is about the point where we would want to start doing hunts if you are starting to have peasants getting attacked. It looks like he's going to eat, and then hopefully he will go and take a medical salve. We'll go ahead and see how that goes. It looks like he is buying, or somebody else is buying goods. Okay, so he did end up getting gangrene. Nobody took any of the medical salves. We're just going to take that off. That's okay. One peasant dying is definitely okay. I was just hoping to prevent it. And honestly, using up a medical salve for you is probably not going to be worth it, but for testing purposes, it seemed like it was worth it to give it a shot. But yeah, that is about 30 gold or more worth of product, so not necessarily something worth doing. But we are going to go ahead and do a hunt, but we'll do it tomorrow. Okay, now it is morning time, and I was looking around. I didn't see any wolves that were getting anywhere near to our forests here, so I don't know how he could have been injured by a wolf. It's possible that the Holy Pilgrims just beat him so much that he actually got a deep wound from it, which is a little bit annoying, but that is kind of one of the things with the events in this game. They are often just going to kind of be a little bit tedious for you, and you will have to just get good at preparing for them. So basically, I'm thinking we will still do a hunt, but yeah, as you can see, there are really no wolves right in our immediate area. It's possible that one strayed over here and then just left. Or maybe it even got killed and I didn't see it. But either way, we're going to have Silvlad do a hunt with Miramir, and hopefully they do not get injured. Now, also, we are doing quite well on wood, and it looks like we're going to need to bring up the builders camp again so that they can spend some time building up these houses. Hopefully this carrot field, we'll go ahead and build that first now because we are starting to dip under 100 in food. We don't want to be too low. I like to always have at least 100 in cushion, so hopefully they will build that pretty quickly. Now we have a demand for tribute from Lacria. We're not going to do that. We're just going to ignore that. We have a good, strong alliance. I don't know why they would think that they can bully us. I guess they are technically stronger than all of our vassals on their own, but not combined. So we'll see how that goes in time. Okay, so now Miramir and Silvlad are hunting. The other bonus here is that if this is successful, they will also get a mood boost, which probably isn't going to be too important. It looks like it's not going so well. Hopefully Silvlad does not die here. Okay, they did manage to kill him. He did lose his armor. He has 3 bleeds. Hopefully he wraps those up pretty quickly. Miramir did fine though. He didn't lose anything. So let's just see if he heals himself. He does. Okay. So now he will just have some pain for a while. He'll be a little bit upset about that, but he has a successful hunt to make up for it. And somebody should come and pick up this dead body. And I don't remember if burning it at the temple or at the altar will get you meat, but when you get the temple, you can burn the bodies there and you will get some meat for that. Now, we also have Rada here, but she is Tanea. I tend to prefer to get lords that are Varns, or, well, same culture as you. We may not be able to afford to be too picky soon, though, because our brothers are 40 in age, and we would like to get them married off before they're too old. But right now, we can be a little bit choosy, so we're not going to hire Rada. And we probably are only getting 3 in migration today, so we'll have to wait until tomorrow to actually be able to buy our rye field and mill. As expected, we got 3 in migration, so we have to wait 1 more day. Luckily, our carrot field did get finished. We're going to go ahead and put Radivlad on that. However, this is probably the last thing we will want him to be managing because he is now managing 7 buildings. It'll start to get a little inefficient, even though he does have 11 in management skill. It takes him probably 40 minutes per instruction. So as you can tell, once you get to around 10 of them, you know, that takes up a good half of the day, not including travel time. So we will want to find somebody else. It'll probably be, let's see, Silvlad, I guess, is okay. And he is young, so he can still level his management up pretty good. So he'll probably need to manage a couple of things soon. But for the time being, we did go ahead and put our energetic people as well on the second carrot field, just like the first one. And we're going to go ahead and now that we, I think we'll build our warehouse, and then we will get rid of the builder's camp, since we will be able to hold more lumber. And I set this to build first, but I forgot to unsnooze it, so make sure you do that if you did the same as me. Now, because we have been ticking auto-learning on all of our lords. We basically have everything learned on everybody except road construction and warehouse. We're going to go ahead and auto-learn with Radivlad there and Silvlad here on the warehouse. But we can probably start to sell off some of these books. We're going to go to the trader. And since we have so many people learning everything, we're just going to sell off the altar. We don't really need that. And the brewery as well. Because we honestly probably won't need either of these. Once we get the temple, we won't need the altar at all. And we're not going to be doing too much alcohol production except for what we need in the city ourselves. So that's probably fine. And there's, of course, like I said, nothing to actually buy here, but that gets us 100 back. And we could even potentially think about buying maybe another couple of maces just to have some extra weapons. And otherwise, that's pretty much it for the moment. Okay, now it is the middle of the workday on the 7th day, and we're actually going to prioritize our carrot field again. We did that with the first one, but we forgot to do it on the second one. And I think that pretty much takes off all of our workers on this builder camp, so we're just going to snooze it now. Hopefully that warehouse can still get done in good time. We do have the 3 builders, or 2 at the moment, so it should be fine. And otherwise, we're going to set up another woodcutter camp. And this will probably be the last one. We're not going to set it to build first. However, we are going to at least let it be constructed whenever the builders have time. And we're going to go ahead and start the upgrades on our 3rd tier of buildings now. As you can see, we have plenty of wood, so this is perfectly fine. And once we get up to level 3, we don't need to push for level 4 for quite a while because level 4 only increases the comfort. It does not increase the amount of building or residence slots, so you don't really need to worry about it too much until later whenever comfort becomes the most important thing to you. But for right now, we are getting enough migration that I'm happy with. I don't really want to go above 3 because you will start growing a little too fast and then you'll start having problems. Now, as you can see, our warehouse is constructed and we have space for 500 in lumber, 400 in vegetation, 40 in war supplies, 100 in resources, 200 in liquids, and 350 in food. And we did get those 3 meat from that wolf that we killed. I think it's actually more than that, usually. I don't know why we only got 3 this time. But either way, we are going to need another warehouse at some point. We'll go ahead and place it now, but we will once again snooze it. Now, I keep expecting to see us get our first bandit camp. It has not actually happened in our region. However, Vasna and Kriege do have one. We may want to take those out before they get to be a problem. This one literally has 0 in it. I don't know how that is even a thing. They may have done something in the development cycle that changed that, but it did not used to go that low. However, this one has 1, so it may be something we want to take out. We'll get a little bit of money, we'll get a bow, and we'll also get a spear. And we may take that 1 bandit prisoner. We're not going to do it just yet. We'll probably wait until tomorrow. But that will be a thing. You want to keep as little banditry going around in your neighboring cities as possible, as well as your own city, just because it will cause vagabonds, and those can turn into criminals, and it can just be a little bit of an annoyance for you. So you don't really want to allow these to go unchecked. So we will take that out since it's in our neighboring city. Lakria is also a neighbor, and Sophia, so I believe those count. And as I was saying it, Forest Bandit Camp did pop up right here, so we're going to need to take that one out first. They have a lot of weapons for that 1 bandit. So we'll go ahead and go to the trader first, and then we will start thinking about taking out that bandit camp. Okay, so here we are, and we have our new development level, which it will tell you with this notification every time. And we can now get ourselves a granary, we can get a mine, we can get the rye field and mill, which is what we're going to get now. The Fletcher's workshop as well, which I think this is for crossbows. Yes, basically bows. And we can also keep our prisoners. We're not going to do that yet. We'll just sell any prisoners we get. But we will probably buy the rye field and mill with Otrada. And we will put Mirror here on granary. Okay, now we're going to take a look at this bandit camp, and we're going to go to attack. We're going to create our squad. And this is the first time we've been in this army menu, so just so you can take a look at everything, you can actually sort by anybody who is not injured, anybody who is injured, anybody who's not angry, anybody who is angry, or rather just low mood. It's unhappiness, it looks angry, but then there is also, this one is basically nectar addiction, which you probably shouldn't try to worry about too much, but nectar is something that you can buy or produce, and you can give it to your peasants, and they will basically become addicted, but they will be better in battle, and they will also be faster. So you can sort by that as well. You can sort by fanatics. You can sort by elders as well. So that's that. And then you basically have, right here, this is the command skill. And you want a good commander, but you also want strong fighters. So as you can see, Sylvalad here is actually a better fighter than Miramir, even though they are both the same level on command. So we're actually going to have Sylvalad be the commander because he's the king, not because of his combat skill. Because we do want the king to get support of the army, because then he will have less of a chance to have conspiracies against him. And we will also put Miramir in this fight since he has a good, decent combat skill. And we will auto the weapons and create the squad. 4 should be plenty. As you can see, there is a 95% chance of success. The only thing is that we will want to check on this and make sure the number of bandits does not grow before we make it over there. So there they head off, and as you can see, we can actually see their, basically their morale, which is 73. This is based on the mood of the warriors as well as your commander skills. Okay, now we have arrived here at this bandit camp. It is still at just 1 bandit, so this should be plenty easy for us to just run in and take them out. Okay, so we are on the map, and as you can see, you basically just start on the opposite side, and you can just run on in by clicking on the shield here and just right-clicking towards the enemy, and you can actually right-click directly onto them to make sure that they will engage. Another thing that's good to do is to hit stay in the back. This keeps your king or your army leader in the back, making sure that they don't take the brunt of any damage. You can also do targeting archers, protecting archers. We don't currently have any archers, so we're not going to worry about that. So let's just get in here. This guy only has a dagger, and we can go ahead, now that the battle has started, we can tick off stay in the back so that Sylvalad actually helps out with his weapon, which he didn't actually do, but that is fine. It was only 1 soldier, and they are instantly dead. So now we get ourselves 25 golden loot, 2 bows, and 4 spears, which we can basically just sell off these spears. I prefer to use maces because you can knock out any bandits and turn them into prisoners. That didn't happen this time, but it is a better rate than spears. Okay, now we finished our other woodcutter camp, so we're going to go ahead and put Sylvalad on this one. And you may have noticed before that Otrada was pregnant, as I mentioned. And unfortunately, she is no longer pregnant, but we don't have a child, which means she did miscarry, which is a thing that can happen. Very unfortunate, but hopefully her and Sylvalad have enough time to have a new heir. Now, because of the new woodcutters camps that we have, we actually currently have 2 woodcutters camps that are prioritized and 2 that aren't. If we wanted to prioritize ones, we should probably prioritize the ones that are closer to the trees. We will prioritize one, but we'll just take off the prioritization on these other 2. Because we basically want to prioritize our food supply, which we are about to be done with the rye field. So that will be our main priority, as our rye fields and our mill. Okay, and just like that, the rye field and mill is done. So we are going to immediately create our rye field. And we're going to go with this square one. And we will put it in the corner there. And there is another, it looks like we can put 3 more that will have above 100 fertility. We'll try to place this one like right about there. This one right here. And this one right here. And we're going to prioritize this one first. And then probably this one, and move some roads going up here and something like this, and just kind of wrap around a little bit, and another one going through. Okay, so that should be good. That's probably more roads than we really need, but we do have enough money, so we want to get this one completed. And as soon as we get both of these 2 completed, we will snooze the carrot fields in turn, because we want to prioritize getting the rye. And next, let's say we want to go to our mill, and we're going to place it probably, we don't want to place it too close to our houses. I think that this will cause them to be upset. We will just place it probably right here. Yeah, it's still close enough to that warehouse. I like that spot. And we'll hit, oh yes, okay, so that's right. One change is that they added blanks, which are actually planks, to the resource types. So basically, in order to actually build this mill, we're going to need planks first. And that means we need the saw shed, which is not something that I actually remembered. So we are going to need to get that. I think we can already buy it. We need to go to our knowledge menu and go down to saw shed. And yes, we can actually buy that, so we need to make sure that we do that the next time the trader shows up. And now we are upgrading these last 2 residential houses to level 3 that we didn't select before because they were already building level 2. Okay, now we finished learning the granary. We can go ahead and put Sylvlet on the granary now as well. The granary, the only difference between it and the workshop is that, or the warehouse, is that it is specific to food and vegetation. So instead of 100 food, 100 vegetation, it is 300 food and 300 vegetation for 200 more on each. But there is no increase on like liquids, resources, war supplies, and raw materials. So granary is good for that. I like to learn it, but I usually try to use warehouses instead of granaries because warehouses are more general. But if you need a huge amount of food and vegetation storage, then the granaries are nice for that. And you can just place them over right by your fields since they only are going to be needed for that. Okay, so now we got the Scriptonic, and this is basically a trader in books exclusively. They have some special books, and this time they have special seasoning. A little trick with local herbs extends the thought from alcohol, and good fame. All new migrants are inspired by the glory of your settlement and have positive thoughts for hopes for the future that last twice as long. And then they also have some language dictionaries, which are nice if you want to learn books that are in a different culture language. We're not going to buy any of this for now, but it is something to think about. Rutabaga field efficiency might be something you want if you are kind of rutabaga focused in any way, but for the time being, not something that we're going to worry about. Okay, now we have finished our first rye field. We're going to go ahead and put Radivlad on this one, but we're going to go ahead and start moving Sylvlad over to all of our woodcutters camps just to take some of the load off of Radivlad there. As well, we're going to move this over to energetic, and we're going to hit prioritize. Now we're going to take the carrot fields off of prioritize as well, but we are going to leave them for now. As you can see, this is -4, which means that we have 4 additional jobs compared to how many peasants we have. So we're not going to actually get rid of the carrot fields just yet, so that we have something for everybody to work on. But we are going to prioritize the woodcutters camps so that the carrot fields aren't prioritized, or rather so that all of our peasants don't choose to work on the carrot fields when there are spaces on these woodcutters camps. And we're going to go ahead and prioritize these other 2 rye fields so that we can get those built and get our workers working on that. We would prefer that to them working on these carrot fields. Now, we did ignore Lacrea's request for a tribute, so they are very upset with us now. They will potentially try to attack us at some point, however, I don't really see why they would. They are now down to 9 soldiers, and we have Ugrad into our little alliance here. So we have a pretty good defense setup going. Like I said, that's why it is a good idea to join an alliance, because then if you do get attacked, well, you have a lot of people who can help defend you. And another rye field built, so we'll put Radivlad on that one now. And I am just now realizing that I did forget to mention something. So basically, you can click onto a building and you can do your instructions through that. However, the way I've been doing it is you can just right click on a building, except for the hall. For some reason, you can't do it on the hall. But you can do it on every other production building, and you can do your inspector through that, which makes it, you know, one less click. So it is definitely a lot nicer. And we'll go ahead and set this rye field now to energetic. And we will put Radivlad on this one, energetic, prioritize this one as well. And we are just about at the point where we can go ahead and snooze these carrot fields, I believe. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. Perfect. And we do have the trader, so we will send Radivlad to trade there. And now that we don't have the carrot fields, we can go ahead and just get rid of the prioritization on these woodcutter camps. That way we have the rye fields as our only prioritization, and probably the mill as well. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and buy the workshop and sawshed, and we could actually sell some of this iron because it is at an increased price right now, and we do need a little bit of money. I like to have close to 1,000 gold and 100 food pretty much at all times just to deal with any potential things that could go wrong. And we'll sell off these bows. We could even sell some maces, but we'll just keep them for now. And we are now back up over 1,000 gold. and we can go ahead and start to learn workshop and sawshed with Miramir. Now I'm actually going to switch over the workshop and sawshed to Otrada probably, and we're gonna put Miramir onto, we'll put Radivlad here on Granary, and it looks like there's nothing actually for Miramir to actually learn, so we'll just go ahead and go with that. Okay, so we have officially begun our 10th day with a downpour, which is actually going to increase our yield of crops by 30%. But basically, in the next episode, we're going to want to place down our sawshed. So what we're going to do, we're going to move these woodcutter camps down just a little bit. We're going to move them here, and another one here. And that'll get them closer to the tree line anyways. But we'll want to put our sawshed here so it's close to a warehouse. We don't want to put it here because it will be too close to the houses. And we do want to keep our warehouse set up right here. So we'll probably do 2 sawsheds here so that we can produce planks very quickly. We can always snooze one if we have to, but we would prefer not to. And we're going to also move our day patrol down as well as place a new road. And that will pretty much call it for this episode. These are showing question marks, but it should update pretty soon. And yeah, like I said, our sawsheds go here. And we will also be able to hopefully get our mill in the next episode and finally start producing flour. So as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for day 10.